Okay, Photoshop uses a layer system when you're working on your project. So, whenever you're going to introduce a new picture on your um, workspace, it's always advisable that you create a new layer or it's on a separate layer. So, when you're working with a lot of layers, it could be confusing when you're trying to find the right layer to work on. Okay, so in order for you to easily select what layer you're going to be working on, press V on the keyboard. Oh, we're already on uh, in selection mode. So always check auto select and show transform controls. So when you have a lot of pictures on your document, you can easily select which layer you're going to be working on. And the importance of having layers is when you're specifically trying to manipulate one picture, um, only that layer is going to be affected. So, for example, you're trying to erase a part of this picture. So, click that layer, and here we have the eraser tool. And when you're trying to erase something on that layer, only that layer is going to be affected, not the other layers. See? Okay, so if you want to move things around, just hit V, click on the layer, and hold down and drag it. So, what if you're working on something that doesn't have layers, and you want to select something and uh, move it around? So, here we have um Marquee selection tools. There is rectangular, elliptical, uh, which is a circular or oval shape selection. Um, and we also have single row marquee tool and single column marquee tool. But let's focus on rectangular and elliptical. Okay, so let's say that we want to select uh, only her face, or we want to cut out her face in rectangular shape. Okay, so hit V, select that layer. So here on the layers, you can see that there's an eye symbol on there's an eye symbol beside the layer, and when you click that, you can hide the layer. Okay, so let's hide it for a moment, and let's try to use the rectangular marquee tool to cut out her face from this picture. Okay, so select that, and the shortcut for The marquee tool is M. So it changes to a cross and just drag down here. Okay, so we've selected that part of the picture with the marquee tool, and we can use V to cut that picture out. Okay. Okay. So if you wanna remove your selection, um, just hit Control D, and it will be gone. Okay. So let's undo that cutting. Okay. So if you want to lock on to your selection, uh, just press Control T or transform. Okay, and uh, unless you hit enter, you won't be able to go out of transform mode. So let's right click here. Um, so I'm gonna explain what these functions are in a separate part of the tutorial. So right now, let's just focus on scale. And you can also rotate your picture by, for example, clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay. Okay, so you can also resize your picture. Just a tip, whenever you're resizing your picture, always hit shift so that you will always get uh, an exact resize. Okay, so when you're done resizing your picture, just hit enter and you go back to regular selection mode. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how to add text to your document and how to add effects to your text. So let's remove these pictures first. Now, if you want to delete the layer, um, just go to the layer and delete layer. Yes. Okay. Let's delete the layers. Okay. So to add text to your document, hit T. Here is add text. Okay. So drag it down. Okay. So here is your font, and here's where you choose if it will be italic or bold or both. Okay, so let's just choose regular for now, and here is your font size. Okay, so let's choose a font size. Okay, so over here on the right side is your palette, so you can choose any color for your text. So let's choose green. And for example, let's type in my name. Okay. Um, so you can change the selection um, according to the size of the text you're going to be working on. Okay, so let's enclose this text. Okay, so let's choose a font for this. Mhm. For example, here let's choose Algerian. Okay, and hit the layer, the text layer. Okay, so this text you can't erase it. You can't manipulate it freely. So let's resize the text first. Okay, and if you want to add some effects to this text, okay, go over to the layer, right click, and go to blending options. Okay, so I'm only going to explain the ones that I commonly use. Okay, so let's try to add a shadow. Okay, click on drop shadow. Okay, so let's change the color of the shadow. For example, let's make it blue. Okay, so there's the shadow.